All right, peeps. So last part was a little bit meh, but I wanted to get that one out of the way just so I can get an idea of how I'm gonna take the story. So what if Deku was a villain part 5? But now let's really get to it. Okay, so one of the things here is since Deku started a lot earlier and he also needed a lot of help, he acquired one of his strongest attributes. He abducted twice. This was when his stuff was still more in beta than what it is now, you know, with his techniques and being able to project energy. Not like key blasters or anything like Dragon Ball Z or anything, but project energy, okay? And this is when his stuff was more in beta, due to the fact that he knew Twice wasn't going to be able to fight him. I'm not going to say, I don't know exactly when it happened, like, you know, his incident, because I think that happened technically before Deku was born. But regardless or not, he'll be like, listen, if you join my cause, because I know you're not really like, because there's no League of Villain at the time, right? And so he's like, if you join my cause, I promise to give you something you've never had before. And then, you know, the voices are like, not his voices, but like his like multiple talking ordeal is still happening. You'll give me money? Dad, is that you? Wait, man. Hey, yo, man. I'm not into guys like that. Yeah, back up. I'm gonna hurt you. I know Kung Fu. Like he's got all these voices bugging out on the perks, right? And so he's like, how about you get to become a real one? Or rather, you realize what you are. And he's like, huh? I'll give you 3 things. I'd give you friends. Friends like no other. Second, I'll help you realize your true power. And 3, as he turns his back away with his cape flying in the wind. Not like really his cape per se, but if you, whatever the thumbnail of the last part was, all right, his cape as he turns around, and I'll give you a home, a purpose. I guess my math is a little off today. And then he starts to walk off, but the choice is yours. I will not force you to join me. But just remember, that is always the case. So with that being said, he's like, fuck it. So Deku actually has been basic training with him for a while, you know. And eventually Deku's like, yeah, this is gonna suck. He's like, yeah, come here. So basically he puts him in like a machine. Not really a machine, but he like puts him in something. This is like a year ago before what's happening right now. Like he had this planned, or maybe like, it's like when he really just got his stuff set up. So if you remember in the earlier parts how he was getting his stuff set up really fast and he was doing a lot of stuff really fast, this is why. So what happened, right, is that he tells Twice, this is gonna hurt you more than it hurts me. Enjoy. So it basically just breaks all his bones in his body. And he's like, ha, ha, ha. He's screaming maliciously. Deku listening to all his screams while eating a vegan steak. Just, God damn. He drops over by Twice, towering over him with the red eyes, you know, they have in the anime. Drops a senzu bean in his mouth. Eat it. You know that crunch that those senzu beans be having for no reason? Stain. I'm back at full health. Wait a minute. I didn't disappear. That means I'm not a clone. Yeah. Yes, you're not a clone. That makes 5 of you. He makes 5 of them. Y'all are all clones. And basically, Deku tells him, hey, make your clones wee bit different than you. And now those clones will keep reproducing same clones. Basically, he's just telling him to get control of his clones. He's like, here, I want you to watch a TV show. And I'm going to have, I might edit the video just to make it very beautiful, just for like the reference. But I'm gonna want you to watch a TV show, all right? Here you go. Click, and now the music should be playing, or should be playing, just briefly. And so, Twice is like, why am I watching this kid show? What's going on? And he's like, watch the show, and I mean all of it. And Deku has a sinister smile looking into the camera, even the filler, and then walks away. That's all your life will be contained of for right now. And then eventually, after Twice watches that, this is how Deku got a lot of his stuff a lot faster, which he used Twice to recruit a lot of people, since Twice literally can be in multiple places at once. And yeah, and Twice made it to where he had like a little system of people. Like there's like one person that delivers messages back and forth while other people go on like running and stuff. And Deku, since Deku was able to do some interesting things, he was able to make sure Twice had different outfits for all these different, clones and stuff. And that would be how Twice eventually became. Compress was, I don't know Compress's story. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I know what he is in the manga, but I don't know how he joined the League of Villains. So we're just gonna say that he was at a magical act and Deku recruited him like a little bit before he fought Stain. And he was like, yeah, I likes that. That's useful. We can we can borrow a lot of stuff without returning it. You gonna be the new homie. And so, he's like, and then Deku's like, if you don't believe me, let me show you a magic trick. And he's like, if the magic trick impresses you, you join me. If not, I'll aid you in whatever quest you desire. And he's like, very well. And so what ended up happening is Deku says, Abra Kendabra. And he snaps his fingers. And then they teleport to like basically a fucking barren island. And he's like, oh, impressive. You almost had me fooled there for a second, but I'm not stupid. I know you have a teleportation quirk. Of course, that's the only way you would be able to do that. He's like, he throws a paper at him, and it's his official file. And let's say it has to have like a certain stamp that can't be replicated. And he's like, quirk where? Let me show you some more. As he starts to like basically project ki and like irradiate a massive amount of power and fly and move at high speeds. I mean, don't get me wrong. He touched down. He was hiding it. He was facing away and hiding it. But damn, he was bleeding. He was bleeding a little bit and he was exhausted. This is also, he's still in beta with a lot of his stuffs and he's only able to experiment on himself. So he's kind of struggling, okay? And it's more like he was able to use Twice's ability for him to have multiple doctors of himself. You get what I'm saying? But it wasn't like he didn't have no help. It was only what he knew. So he was struggling, okay? Simply put. Anyways, that's how he learned to get compressed. We already know how he got Spinner, because Spinner was with the OG League of Villains. They don't have Quarter-Giri for obvious reasons, okay? So, now with this being said, everyone was training due to the last part. Stain basically got a damn villain villain school, goddamn, I can't say hero. A villain academia. So everyone's, doing that, and that's gonna be a thing Deku actually has. Like, it's gonna be like a legit official school of villains. But he's just starting the beta off. Note, everything is beta here, okay? No pun intended. So with this being said, or being the point in case, he's basically training everybody. He's got, Stain as the main teacher, the main role model, and then we're gonna make a character here, which is gonna be because Stain deals with weapons and hand-to-hand combat, while another teacher, we're gonna make her name is Lavi. Her name is gonna be Lavi. And she's going to be an associate of Deku's that known him for quite a while, okay? And she's going to basically just be, helping people with their quirks, helping them understand their quirks, and it's almost like she's just there helping them with the actual combat powers of the quirks. Then we're gonna make another character called I'm trying to think of a name off top. We got Lavi, we got what's an anime name that still sounds cute? Jasmine, and we got Jasmine Lee. Fuck it, we got Jasmine, and she's gonna be more of the counselor, which Deku mainly helps like with the main people, but he's not gonna be able to help with every single body, and plus he's not stupid. Once you start getting big and up in ranks or whatever, you're gonna need to delegate a lot of these different tasks. So we got your boy staying with the fights, we got Lavi with the combat, and we got Jasmine Lee with the counseling and psychologicalness. And the reason she works so good with this is because her quirk allows her to enter the minds of other people willingly or forcefully. But forcefully, if their will's stronger, she's not going to be able to do it. And so, with that being said, everyone's able to work through their traumas and actually become more relatively peaceful. And it's a lot of order and structure here because he's telling people how their days are going to operate. And then let's just say like a few weeks pass after like this initial set of everyone's getting used to. Everyone, some are more of the grunts, but they're like, hey, what's the point of us being here? I mean, don't get me wrong, we get free food and all this, but when we gonna steal? When we gonna kill? All this shit. Where Deku at? Where he at? And he's laughing. He's laughing, but he hasn't like laughed out loud. And he starts walking. He's cracking his neck a little bit. Who's making up all this ruckus this early? And then Toga's like, Deku, you do know it's like three in the afternoon, right? Yeah, as I said, who's making all this goddamn? And it's not like he's serious, but he's not like not serious. This early, so he basically just kind of flies down, and he like just touches down. And he's like, "What's the issue here?" And he's like, "Well, when are we gonna do villain shit? When are we gonna go out there, be about that life?" Like he just sounds stupid. No pun intended, because it sounds black. But like but he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, my bad." He snaps fingers. A door opens up. There, go for it. But just know, if you get caught, immense killing intent. If you get caught, don't think you'll be able to. Don't think, basically saying like, don't think I'm gonna come save you or hold your hand. He's like, huh? Most of y'all are practically useless. And he's like, there's only a handful of y'all that hold value. But at the same time, just because I don't inherently value every single one of y'all doesn't mean y'all don't have importance. Society has, and then this is where the great speech comes in. Everyone's like, at all. Because like he has like a decently sized group of people. It's more quality over quantity, but he still has a good amount of quantity. And he's like basically talking to them. He's like, society has rejected y'all just like it's rejected me. Do you think I would be so foolish to be like, yes, society has rejected y'all. Let me send you right back out to the place just so you can get beaten by a hero. You're not even one of the strongest one here. Yes, you can take care of a few civilians. You'll do that and then what? Get some measly money? And then he starts getting like angrily distorted. Like it's just so distorted on the way that he's like talking because it's like so confusing. And he's like, what? You want money? He starts like throwing money at him. What? What? You want money? There. And he's just like screaming, you want females? I can take you to a place. What is it? What do you want? What do you want? And like he's just screaming, just like yelling. It's like a like really like awkwardly intense scene. And he's just like, everything's like not really shaking, but like the camera angle, and it's just all like everything's going everywhere, and it's just like, what's going on? What do you want? What do you really want? I just want to get payback for all those people that look down on me. And Deku adjusts his suit back, or his outfit. Exactly. And he proceeds to, he touched ground when he was yelling, and he's flying back up. Exactly. you don't really care about inherently killing people, but you won't be able to get payback. None of you, except a few of you. He looks kind of over at Shoto, Todoroki, Shinzo, and Toga. Not every single one of you will be able to get payback, but simply put, he puts up a screen. I did the liberties of taking care of some things on my own time. Now, everyone knew what he really meant, but what he ended up saying was, I saw some people that were getting on my nerves when I was patrolling my area, and everyone knows this is way far out of like his range since they've been with him for like about a couple of weeks. And so what ended up happening, right, is he basically was saying like he got interrupted by some people and he had to kill them and torture them or some like wilding ass shit, right? But what ended up really happening is he basically fucked up most of like the lower tier motherfucker, the villains, the people that tormented them throughout their life. Most of them got the work, like, and I'm talking about the people that really made their life hell, okay? And so Deku was just like, yeah, they were kind of in my way, and everyone looked at each other and was like, oh, he really does care. Like that's all they said. They didn't say it out loud. They just kind of like, oh, okay. Like he never made it to a point to where he's like, yeah, I don't care about y'all. But like he's not just openly like, nigga, I'm giving y'all free food, a place to stay. Just wait. And he was like, exactly. They got in my way. I just had to make them confess to some things. And then they relived a torture like no other. What torture is the worst torture? There's many answers. And then people were like, God, gouge out eyes or, cut off their fingernails. Tickle their... Don't finish that sentence. And so he was like, no, none of those are real. The worst torture one can endure is the torture that they place themselves in. Or a torture that they have inflicted onto others. Because you can't stop it and you're fully aware of what you're doing. So imagine if someone was to torture a quirkless loser, a weakling, an insect, and then they were able to experience that exact same torture to the T, but also keeping their self-awareness that they are themselves. Wouldn't that be interesting? If they truly don't feel any regret or remorse, the torture wouldn't work. But if they know deep down that what they did was wrong, and they were persuaded to do wrong things, then the torture would be too much for them. And with that being said, isn't it an irony that they all died due to this? It's beautiful, isn't it? They practically killed themselves even after confessing. It's interesting. But tell me something. For any of you that want to kill just for killing's sakes, and any of you that want to just do bad for bad sakes, I don't agree with you. People started to get visibly scared. Oh no, I don't disagree with you neither. I do need killers for when it's time to kill, but why would I make y'all do something if we're not fully prepared? Plus, there is nothing to do. Before I assembled all of you here, I took care of most of the hard labor. Plus, to be fair, I already have an army at my disposal. Everyone's confused. Like, what does he mean he has an army at his disposal? Where are they at? Because I've only seen these guys, Toga says. I've only seen these guys. Spinner, yeah, what are we going to do? Are we going to, make Stain's dream realize? Stain's dream is irrelevant. There is more effective and more efficient ways to do things. Y'all are impatient. But fine. I'll give y'all something and show y'all something. And he pulls up on the screen 3 pictures. This is just one of the examples. We have All Might, the symbol of hope, with a weakness. We have One for All, the symbol of villainy. And we have this dude over here named Overhaul. They're all big heads in the underground scene. They're all people I need to take down, but I can't do it in the wrong order. So, we'll focus our attention on these two. Overhaul and the Liberation Army. They are, how would you say, very strong. But not strong for me in a sense. It's more of the fact that they're strong for us as a unit. I'm strong plenty. I'm almost done getting out the beta. And once I'm done with the kinks here, I'd be able to fully upgrade you, Toga, and Dabi, Shinzo, Todoroki. And then we'll really start the mission of becoming the greatest organization to be founded. Or Villain League, or whatever you will call. And simply put, our names will be Smile. And that's where we would end the video. See, I made up for that last part, so we chillin'. Stop complaining.